everyone, this is Varsha, and I once again welcome you all to our special series of success stories brought to you by Indian Achievers Forum. So, as you all know, in this segment of ours, we talk about the prominent achievers of our country who have made India proud in some way or the other. The main focus of our series is to make you all know about the success and achievements of our prominent guest. So, today, in the same sequence, we have with us Mr. V. Karunakaran. So, Mr. V. Karunakaran has over 38 years of domain expertise in retail and channel finance, consumer durables, and automobiles with reputed companies like Usha International Limited, Transamerica, ICICI Bank, Bajaj Auto Limited, and Bajaj Finance Limited. In retail finance, he has handled P&L role and has headed various functions like sales, inventory funding, collections, risks, credit, legal, and operations. Mr. Karuna, as he is known, is an expert in startups and turnarounds, having been involved in a leadership role in setting up the Transamerica and in the turnarounds of Bajaj Finance Limited. Using the same expertise and a vision to make organized finance accessible for unbanked or underbanked customers, Mr. V. Karunakaran, along with Mr. Srinivasan and Mr. Ratish KB, founded Bike Bazaar in the year 2017. But before we actually start the conversation with him, let's quickly have a look at a very small video telling you about what we actually do.
Indian Achievers Forum is driven by a full-fledged advisory board. The board consists of experienced personalities who have excelled in their respective careers. Together, the forum organizes conferences, events, workshops, exhibitions, trade shows, and B2B initiatives in India as well as abroad. Where there is passion, there is achievement. And where there is achievement, there is Indian Achievers Forum.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Asha. Good afternoon, everybody.
Hi, sir. So before we actually start the conversation, I'm very keen to know that how did you actually land up to the idea of starting up with this business of yours?
I was working with Bajaj Auto Finance at that time. I was heading the auto loan business for Bajaj Auto Finance. So that was the time when I had an opportunity to move on in another organization. This was in 2016. So, Mr. K. Srinivas, who was the erstwhile president of Bajaj Auto and a close friend of mine, I met him to take his views on my shift in the job because I was doing quite well in Bajaj, and also it had a shift of location. So actually, I had met him to discuss, whether it makes sense for me to take this new opportunity. Then suddenly, out of the blue, he bounced the idea and said, "See, both of us have been in this business for a long, long time. Why do we want to work for anybody else now? Why don't you start something of our own?" So that was the way the idea. Then we thought that's not a bad idea because both of us know each other for the last 15, 20 years. We have worked together, and both of us have spent a lot of time in two wheelers. In fact, all my career has been in two wheelers, in the two wheeler OE space as well as in the retail finance space. And Srini also had spent a lot of time in Bajaj Auto Finance and in Bajaj Auto. So that was the time when we decided, no, that we work for somebody else now. Why don't we build something of our own? So this was in exact 10th October 2016. I still remember the date. So that was how the initial idea popped up.
Right, sir. Amazing it is. So now, sir, thinking of an idea and its execution are, totally different things. So, what were the challenges that you have to go through while moving ahead in your journey?
So when we decided to start the business, the flavor of the season that time was microfinance business. Any entrepreneur was starting microfinance businesses, and there were a lot of success stories in the microfinance space. So initially we toyed with the idea. Then we decided that our core competency is the two-wheeler space, both of us. So we decided that we would play to our strength, and so that we will do something to do related to two wheelers, which is our strength. So once we started Wheels CMI, in fact, the early investment came to us quite fast. In fact, even before we had purchased the company and got the RBI license, we had an investor commitment. So that was very good for us. Once we started the business, the initial challenges was that we started in the used two wheeler space, and that was a business where there was nobody to benchmark because we had purposefully chosen a white space where there is not too much of competition and there is a lot of potential. So the first challenge was that there were no benchmarks for us to follow. So we have to make our own mistakes, learn fast from the mistakes, and move ahead in life. Whether it is the business model, the appointment of channels, the pricing, everything was a challenge because there was nobody to benchmark. After that, the next big challenge came to us when we were raising the second round of funds, where we ran into a lot of regulatory issues, which was not of our making, but still it affected us. And our fundraise got delayed by almost a year. So that was the second big challenge we had to surmount when you know that in a startup, cash flows are very important. So we got over that challenge. The third challenge was when the NBFC crisis popped up, when the IAFL crisis, DHFL crisis, when a lot of big NBFCs collapsed. So there was a lot of uncertainty in the market. It was difficult. The banks became very tight in lending money, so it was difficult to raise debt. That was the third challenge we faced in the course of 5 years. And the fourth challenge which the whole world faced, which of course all of us know, is the Corona challenge, COVID challenge. When we are just about scaling up our business, when we thought that the bad times are behind us, then this Corona COVID challenge hit us. But fortunately for us, I think as a team, as an organization, the investors backed us. So we have overcome that challenge also very successfully. And now we are in the rapid growth phase. And hopefully, I hope that there will be no more challenges, or at least smaller challenges that we face when we grow in the going ahead.
Right, sir. So now, what exactly are the products or services that your organization Bike Bazaar is providing to people out there?
Yeah. So, like I said, no, when we started the business, we were very clear that there will be two things what we will do. First, we decided where we will do our core, which is the two wheeler space. Second thing, what we had decided was that we will have two core principles. One is differentiation, and one is specialization. We were very clear that whatever product we do, we should be differentiated from what is available in the market, and we should be a specialist in that product. Meaning, we always say, no, that when you have a heart attack, you don't go to a general physician, you go to a heart surgeon. So the same way we said that whatever business we do, we should be specialist in that business. So keeping that strategy in mind, the first thing we started was in the used two wheeler retail finance space. Both of us being in the two wheeler industry, we understood that the retail finance is available in plenty in the for the new two wheeler segment, especially in the big cities. Whereas for used two wheeler segment, retail finance is not readily available, and even if it is available through some local financiers who charge exorbitant and obscene interest rates. So competent interest rates were not available in that space. So that's where we started early. We saw a white space there, and we differentiated ourselves by getting into this market. Once that business was almost stabilized, then we decided to enter into the new two wheeler space. But even in the new two wheeler, we avoided the big cities, the urban cities, where the finance was very plenty, and the market was highly competitive, or still is highly competitive. So we decided to focus on the tier two, tier three markets, especially in markets where banking. See, every finance company, you need a banking habit to get a loan from an organized finance company. So we had a differentiated product where we started giving loans to customers even without bank accounts. So this we started doing in the rural market for new two wheelers, which again is a differentiated product. So that was our second thing. Now we have, like we said, that we are going to be in the whole two wheeler space. We call it the platform approach. So now we are in retail finance in used two wheelers, new two wheelers. Another category which is waiting to be disrupted in the two-wheeler space is the buying and selling of used two-wheelers, and also the multi-brand service. If you see in the auto loan market, in the car loan market, there are lot of organized players who do buying and selling of used two-wheelers. You have captive finance companies like True Value for Maruti. You have multi-brand players like Mahindra. But if you see in the used two-wheeler space, there are only small retail outlets, but there are no organized big players doing this business. So that is one business what we have started now, buying and selling of pre-owned two-wheelers. So we offer a brand behind it. We offer quality. We offer trust. We give documentations. We arrange documentations. We do a valuation of the vehicle. We do refurbishment of the vehicle, and we give transparency in the whole process. So that is one business we have already entered. The other business what we are going to enter is the multi-brand service for two-wheelers. See, if a customer buys a two-wheeler today, after the free services given by the OE is over, he has got two choices. Either he has to go to the OE to get the vehicle service, uh, which is no cumbersome and time consuming, because it's not big business for OE, or you are go to the local mechanic where there are credibility issues, trust issues, whether the right parts are used and things like that. So there is a space no where you combine the trustworthiness of an OE as well as give the nimble and flexible service of the local garage. So this is another space which we are getting into. So what we want to do is that we want to do the platform approach for the two wheelers. Normally, what finance companies or any company does is that once a customer is acquired, they try to sell multiple products to the same customer, but they follow the customer. But in our case, what we want to do is that we want to follow the two wheeler, starting from the purchase of a new two wheeler, exchange of the old two wheeler to purchase of a new two wheeler, refurbishing that used two wheeler, selling it to a customer along with the finance, selling a service warranty for that customer, servicing that multi-brand customers through the our multi-brand service showrooms. So we want to follow the two wheeler through its life cycle, and we have seen multiple revenue opportunities in the life cycle of the customer. So to put in a nutshell, we will be present in the life cycle of a two wheeler, and we will be a two wheeler specialist who gives a one stop solution for anything to do with the two wheeler or its service. So that is our business model.
Right, sir. So now, talking about the future, what are those mountain tops that you want to achieve with respect to your organization in the upcoming years? So if you can, talk about those plans with us.
Like I said, no, this year this year, our predominant business is the retail finance business. The marketplace business is just in the initial stages. So this year, we will do a disbursement of 650 crores in the retail finance business, which we plan to more than double the next financial year to 1500 crores. And by 2026, we want to reach 5,500 crores business disbursement in the retail finance space. In the marketplace this year, our gross transaction value will be around 1,700 crores, which also we want to take it to 5,000 7,000 crores in the by the financial year 2026-27. In terms of locations, we are in around 100 locations today, with around 400 touch points. By 2026 27, we would like to be in 700 locations with around touch points of around 3,000 touch points. So this is our overall ambition in this space.
Right, sir. And I wish you all the success for all these plans of yours as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right, so now moving ahead, what do you have to say on this self-reliant India movement? As in, the gone 2 years has made us all realize how important it is to, become vocal for local. So, what do you have to say on this concept, and also how is your organization working towards this?
I think it's a very important concept. Atmanirbhar Bharat, I think, it's a very powerful concept, and I see a lot of thought and purpose behind that project also. So in our company, I think we are helping this project, if I can put it that way, because we are very small even today. By one, I think by giving employment to a lot of people. Today, in our own roles in company employees, we have got around 2,500 people employed by us directly, either as on-roll employees or off-roll employees in our business. And indirectly, I think know that we provide employment through our vendors, through our call centers, through our agencies to another 7,000 to 8,000 employees. So around 10,000 employees directly or indirectly, I think we have created that employment opportunity. So that is one small way, I think, in which we have contributed. The second thing, I think, what we have contributed in I think, is by providing mobility. See, the kind of two-wheelers we finance is not the big ones, the sporty ones or the racing ones. We are in the business of financing commuter bikes, which bikes people use for mobility, to go to office. A daily wage earner like a electrician or a plumber, he uses to go to his work, which enhances his productivity. We have actually seen that for example, if a carpenter can, or a electrician for that matter, if he can do probably five works in a day, that can double if he has got a two wheeler, because he is able to move fast. So not only we are helping them with their mobility, but we are also helping them improve their productivity. We have seen that, especially, and we also believe in women empowerment. One thing what we have done is, there are a lot of women beautician who today, through Urban Lab or organizations like that, who go to the house to do service for ladies sitting at home. So we have funded a lot of women who have told us no that their productivity has increased four times, five times, because they have been able to move to these places. So how we add value in these cases is that traditionally, from organized financiers, it's very difficult to get loans for these people. See, for example, whether it is an electrician or a beautician, they won't have documented income proof like a salary slip or income tax return. And most of or all of the organized finance companies insist on a documented income proof, without which to get a loan is very, very difficult. But by giving loans to such people, and helping them improve their mobility and productivity, is another, especially even in the rural areas, to the farmers who use these vehicles not only for commuting but to carry fertilizers and all. I myself have seen farmers who have vouched for us that they use it not only commuting, but it helps them improve their productivity by carrying fertilizers, things like that. So I think not only by creating employment, but to uh, create employable people and make them more productive also, I think has been the small way in which we have been able to contribute to this mission of the government.
So now comes the question which I personally want to know the answer for, and that is, what are your feelings on winning this Indian Achievers Award? Like, how did you actually celebrated the news when you got the information about the winning and all?
The least to say, I was elated, proud, and happy. I think to get such a prestigious award from a credible organization, I mean, I don't know how can describe it. I think it was fantastic feeling. And to tell you, Harsha, I think no that not only about, it also motivates one to put his best foot forward, when organization like yours comes forward and recognizes people who have put this effort. So I think proud, elated, happy. I think these are three words I can use to summarize my feelings on this.
Right, sir, and I once again congratulate you on this achievement of yours.
Thank you, Asha. Thanks a lot.
All right, sir. So now, if you can also tell us a bit about the CSR activities that you are involved in, please.
See, as an organization, I don't think that we are too much into CSR, because we are still on the way to profitability. So we will start our CSR activities and all only once we become a profitable organization. But as an individual, I may say that I am a very socially committed individual. Uh, But honestly, I have not been able to physically volunteer to many activities, but I'm actively involved in many NGOs by giving them financial assistance. And my area of interest is especially, see, I believe that education is the most important tool which can help this country grow. And I think that wealth can be made and lost, but education is something what you gain, you will never lose it. So my area of interest is to support children and in the areas of education, especially the girl child. So I am involved in the terms of financially assisting people who need educational assistance from the poor background, and especially the girl child. But having said that, I understand that not only financial assistance but physical help is also required, and I think that probably in the next 2 3 years I'll spend more, not only money, time also in this cause.
Very rightly said, sir. So now, last but surely not the least, what message or mantra you would like to give to our younger generation to become successful in their careers?
I can give them an old generation advice to the younger generations. I think that whatever you do, there should be passion. When I say passion, no, you should feel to go to work every day from 9 to 6 or 9 to 8, whatever it is. So you should have a lot of passion for your job, and then you should have commitment. I think if you have got passion, I commit. There will be commitment. It's not like that. No, you come to office and you decide, no, oh, I have to come. I have to work for a living. I have to work from 9 to 5. Let's just do my job and go. I think that's not the right thing. I think you should be, and if you have passion, I think commitment follows. Third thing is persistence. Never give up. I think no that I feel that in many companies I've seen that you do lot of hard work, but then you lose in the last mile. And I have one thing I have to tell all the youngsters is the last mile is the most important mile. I think no, whatever you do, unless you have persistence, you should do that last mile. It will be difficult. And fourth most important thing to mind is accountability. See, I see a lot of people give reasons for failures and blame others for failures. I firmly believe that your success and your failure only you are responsible for you. The actions you take, the actions you do, you have to take responsibility for that. There is no point in blaming external people or external circumstances for your success or failure. The way you succeed is your personal responsibility. If you fail also, you should take responsibility for that. So that is something which I feel that a lot of people, not only youngsters, even older people don't do it in life. They try to give external circumstances, and today's youngsters have got a lot of opportunities. When I was young, the only profession was BA engineer or a doctor, civil service officer, chartered accountant. There was no fifth profession what you could do. But today, the kind of, for example, you, Harsha, you are a journalist now. At that point of time, I don't know how many journalists existed, and even when today, that's a big profession. There are like that. There are a lot of exciting professions. So there are ample opportunities. I think you should seize those opportunities, put your heart and soul behind it, and I think success is a byproduct. I think it will happen. So I know this is an old gen advice, but I think that's the advice I can. And discipline. I think discipline is very important in whatever you do. So these are all old gen advice I can give to the new generation.
And that's a great piece of advice, I must say, sir. So, thank you so very much for your time today, sir. It was lovely talking to you, and I wish you all the success for all your future endeavors as well. And may you continue to inspire us the way you are doing. Thank you so very much for your time.
Thank you, Harsha. Thank you for the award and thank you for having me here. Thank you so much.